And welcome to Heartland Championship Wrestling here on the Epic Broadcasting Network. My name is Dave Little, and we are coming to you live from Charlotte Coliseum in Charlotte, North Carolina, with action from the Atlantic Wrestling Federation. And it has been a big night so far tonight. In our main event, we will see the Atlantic Heavyweight Wrestling Championship defended. The Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, Nature Boy Ric Flair, is here in Charlotte, his adopted hometown, to take on the challenge of Ravishing Rick Rude, and that is going to be a very interesting main event. So far tonight, we've seen some great action. First and foremost, we saw the debut of the Flying Redheads, Red Bastien and Billy Red Lyons, with a disqualification victory over Ivan and Nikita Koloff, when Ivan tried to choke out Billy Red Lyons with a radio cable at ringside, and the referees didn't agree with that course of action. Later we saw a very entertaining match between two tremendous wrestling veterans as Don Morocco picked up the win over the Destroyer in a match with championship implications that we'll discuss later on in tonight's broadcast. And in our last match, we saw a breakup that has been coming down the road for a number of weeks as the team of Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov took the loss by disqualification against Marcus Alexander Bagwell and the Patriot. And following that match, Sheik and Volkov came to blows. And they have been on the outs for a number of weeks now, and when Iron Sheik wrestled poorly and then yelled at Volkov, and then Sheik got his team disqualified, Volkov has seen enough, and he finally stood up for himself, and fisticuffs ensued. Those two have already signed a grudge match, which will take place 2 weeks from tonight at Dawn of Destiny 2020. Dawn of Destiny is the spectacle of the year in Heartland Championship Wrestling. Think of it as our springtime WrestleMania equivalent. And one of the matches we will see 2 weeks from tonight is Sheik and Volkov throwing down in a grudge match. Here tonight in Charlotte, we have 3 more very interesting matches in store. First up, it will be 2 very popular contenders for Ric Flair's AWF Heavyweight Championship, Tony Atlas and Dusty Rhodes, squaring off. The winner of this match will earn a number 1 contenders match against Don Morocco after Morocco's victory earlier tonight. So Morocco will face the winner of this match for a shot at the title, which is held by Ric Flair, or if Flair should lose tonight, Rick Rude will face the winner of this match as the number 1 contender. Love these cards. The Tony Atlas card, as you see here, is one of my all-time favorites, and the reason is that the artwork on this card was drawn by Tony Atlas himself. So very, very cool rendition of Tony Atlas. The Dusty Rhodes card, of course, is a special edition, not sanctioned by Filsinger Games card that I got from a friend of a friend. I get a lot of questions about some of these bootleg cards that I have been able to get a hold of, and unfortunately I'm not at liberty to share these or release these to anybody else, since I'm kind of getting a hold of these as a favor from a friend, and so I couldn't turn and release these to other folks. But I do enjoy putting these cards out here on the channel for all to see. And we will get started with tonight's first televised contest with a number 1 contenders match on the line, as the popular Tony Atlas goes at it with the equally popular Dusty Rhodes. And with that, we are ready for action. The opening initiative roll goes to Dusty Rhodes, and it is Rhodes who's going to start the match off with a headbutt. Atlas takes a step back, and Rhodes hits him with another Rhodes is going to try for the scoop slam, but Atlas dodges away from that one, and it is Atlas who comes back with a bear hug. Atlas is going to go for the bear hug. He does need a choice roll to complete this successfully. And on a roll of 5, he gets it done. And Dusty Rhodes is staggered. Rhodes weakened by the bear hug from Atlas. And Atlas is going to follow that up with a whip to the turnbuckle. Rhodes bounces off the turnbuckle. And Atlas catches him with a big kick coming off the turnbuckle. And Atlas is in control. Tony Atlas looking good here to start things off. And he is going to hit Dusty with some roundhouse punches. Dusty trying to get his arms up, but Atlas is still in control. And now he's going to go back to the bear hug. He catches Rhodes in another bear hug, just squeezing the breath out of the big man. Tony Atlas playing to his strength. He has the advantage in this match, both in terms of strength and agility. Atlas now follows up with another series of roundhouse punches. But no, this time Rhodes reverses that, and he comes back and catches Atlas and takes him up and over with a vertical suplex, and both men are down. Atlas is going to get to his feet first, and it is going to be Atlas coming off the ropes and knocking Rhodes back down to the canvas with the shoulder tackle. Rhodes bounces to his feet. Atlas comes at him again, and this time Atlas comes behind, and he is going to go for the surfboard hold. And on a roll of 9, he gets the surfboard locked into place. And Rhodes is going to have to work his way over to the ropes to escape from that. Rhodes comes off the ropes quickly. He takes control, and oh, he just spins the hands around and nails Atlas, coming in with the bionic elbow out of nowhere. My goodness, the bionic elbow from Dusty Rhodes, and that costs Atlas the first point of fatigue of the match. Atlas rolls out of the ring. And on a roll of 7, he is going to have to roll back into the ring ahead of the 10 count. As Rhodes takes a breather and Atlas takes a powder. Hello, Al Red Sox fan. Thank you for stopping by Charlotte Coliseum for tonight's action in the Atlantic Wrestling Federation. Dusty Rhodes in control. He's going to go to the top turnbuckle. And he's going to come off with an attempted death jump. Oh, but on a death jump roll of 4, Atlas gets there first. Atlas catches Rhodes on the top turnbuckle and throws him down to the mat hard. Dusty Rhodes is in trouble. What's Atlas going to do? He is going to go for the full Nelson. Oh, he grinds that full Nelson onto Dusty Rhodes. Rhodes is not liking that. He finally breaks out of the full Nelson, and it is Dusty Rhodes now who is leaving the ring. Oh, and on an out-of-the-ring roll of 4, Dusty grabs Atlas by the leg, pulls him out of the ring, and slams him face first into the turnbuckle post. Action heating up here in Charlotte with a title opportunity perhaps on the line. And neither Dusty Rhodes nor Tony Atlas, they respect each other, but they are pulling no punches here tonight. And Rhodes is going to go once again for another death jump. But Atlas gets there first again, and once again, Dusty Rhodes is thrown down to the canvas hard. Rhodes is going for broke in this situation, and that's twice now that it has cost him. As we welcome Captain Carl to the Charlotte Coliseum. Atlas back to the full Nelson. Again trying to weaken Dusty Rhodes. Atlas follows that up with a jumping headbutt. Rhodes goes down. Here's the cover. Count of 1. And oh, Dusty Rhodes kicks out after just a count of 1, and it is Atlas who is in control after that headbutt. What's he going to do now? It is going to be Atlas who is going to go with double chops to the neck. Rhodes tries to shake that off, gets to his feet. Rhodes fires back with a drop kick, and that knocks Atlas back a step or 2. Fine athletic maneuver by the big Dusty Rhodes. Rhodes now is going to take Atlas down and lock up the knee joint in a scissor lock. Try to slow down Tony Atlas. Working that scissor lock on the right knee of Atlas. And welcome to the chat room, Salvatore America. This is an interesting bout indeed. Rhodes is going to work his way up to his feet as Atlas breaks out of the hold. Rhodes with a whip to the turnbuckle. Atlas bounces off the turnbuckle. Oh, and on a roll of 9, it is a double clothesline collision in the corner. Both men are down. Atlas hit the turnbuckle. Dusty Rhodes charged in. They both came off with the same idea, and both men went down after the double clothesline in the corner. It is Dusty Rhodes who gets to his feet first. He's got the better turnbuckle rating. And Rhodes is going to go for the figure 4 leg lock. He has worked the leg. Can he convert this figure 4 leg lock? They're still in the corner of the ring, but Atlas takes a count of 1. But on the second try, Atlas is able to get his arm under the bottom rope. They were still in the corner near the turnbuckle, and ring positioning paid off for Atlas in that situation. Rhodes remains in control. Rhodes now goes to the top turnbuckle. He's going to try again for this death jump, but he's failed twice already. But this time on a roll of 9, it is Rhodes coming off the top rope with the flying clothesline and taking Atlas down to the mat hard. Dusty Rhodes is going to pitch Atlas out of the ring, and action will go to ringside. But on a roll of 4, we have a brawl erupting on the outside of the ring. Both men could be disqualified. Atlas will not be disqualified on a roll of 7. On a roll of 8, Dusty Rhodes will not be disqualified. Now let's roll to see who wins the brawl. On an even-numbered roll, it is Tony Atlas who wins the brawl. And Atlas is the first back into the ring. He is going to go back to the full Nelson, and he is going to work on Dusty Rhodes' neck even more. This is a very competitive match. Back and forth we go. Atlas in control once again. He's going to go back to the bear hug. He is able to latch on the bear hug. But Rhodes reverses that with an elbow to the head, and Rhodes is going to whip Atlas back into the turnbuckle. Atlas comes off the turnbuckle, and this time Atlas will reverse that whip to the turnbuckle, and he sends Dusty Rhodes into the corner. Dusty Rhodes bounces off the turnbuckle, and it is a big kick from Tony Atlas to take control of the match once again. Back and forth we go. Atlas now in control. Double chops to the neck. Rhodes gets to his feet. Atlas comes back and tries to work the surfboard hold. Can he get that done? No. Rhodes powers out of the surfboard, and it is Rhodes who comes back and takes Atlas back down to the canvas and starts working the knee once again. Rhodes putting pressure on the knee of Atlas, trying to set him up once again for the figure 4 leg lock. He's already done some damage. As Rhodes now is going to go with a whip to the turnbuckle. Back to the turnbuckle we go again, and on a roll of 7, this time it is Rhodes who gets the best of this with a big kick to the side of the head of Atlas. Atlas staggers back. Rhodes now goes to the flying elbow drop, takes Atlas down to the canvas, flies through the air, and comes down hard across Atlas with the elbow drop. Rhodes is going to try the cover. Count of 1, count of 2, and on a roll of 5 or lower, this could be the end. But on a roll of 7, Atlas kicks out at the count of 2. 2.5. Dusty got after that flip-flop and fly elbow drop. Rhodes moving in. He's going to go for another big elbow drop. He's going to go for the cover. Atlas is at 3 points of fatigue, so we're no longer using 3-count pin rules for Atlas. This is a one-time roll, and on 5 or lower, Atlas will be pinned. Oh, but on a roll of 10, he kicks out. Atlas kicks out. And the match continues. What's Rhodes going to do now? He is going to go for the pile driver. Down he hits hard on the canvas. Atlas is in bad shape now. And Rhodes is going to go back to another flying elbow drop. He makes the cover. And on a count of 3, it is the pin. Dusty Rhodes is your winner with a pinfall victory over Tony Atlas. So congratulations to Dusty Rhodes, who wins that match with the elbow drop after a very competitive back and forth match. And as I mentioned earlier, it will be Dusty Rhodes now facing Don Morocco with a title shot on the line. Congratulations to the American Dream. He picks up the win in the first of tonight's televised bouts. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have tag team action. And this is a #1 contenders match for the Atlantic Tag Team Championship. The winner of this match will get a title shot at the Road Warriors. In the corner to my left, it will be the father and son team of the Bullet Bob Armstrong and his son Brad Armstrong. And they will face off against a team led by Bobby the Brain Heenan. Heenan brings his squad to ringside, Big John Studd and Ken Patera. So we are going to have a very interesting match here with the title match on the line. Patera and Studd have already developed a fierce rivalry with the Road Warriors, and they would like nothing better than to get a shot at the Atlantic Tag Team Championship titles. And Bobby Heenan wants to be the man to lead Patera and Studd to the promised land. But the Armstrongs, Bob and Brad, are a very tough team. Well coordinated, very good wrestlers. Patera and Studd will clearly have the strength advantage tonight. Plus, with Bobby the Brain Heenan at ringside, anything can happen in favor of the Heenan family. So we've got the pin marker set up. The third die here is for pin saves or manager interference. Each team is allowed 2 pin save attempts over the course of the match. Or in the case of manager interference, that counts as one of your pin save rolls. So here we go. The Armstrongs will take on Big John Studd and Ken Patera with a title shot on the line. It will be Brad Armstrong starting things off for the Armstrongs against Ken Patera for the Heenan family. Bobby Heenan watching very closely from ringside as he sends his team out with a chance to earn a title shot. But it is going to be Armstrong who wins the opening roll. He whips Patera to the ropes, tries for the power slam. Bad idea. Patera has a huge strength advantage. That's not going to happen, and it is Patera who will whip Armstrong to the opposite ropes. Armstrong comes off the ropes, but on a roll of 8, it is a running back elbow from Patera that puts Brad Armstrong down to the canvas. Patera in control now, going with the backbreaker drop, and he drops Armstrong down hard onto the mat. Armstrong slowly gets to his feet, and Patera drops him again with another hard body slam down to the canvas. And this time Armstrong stays down. Brad Armstrong already in trouble. What's Patera going to do? Patera is going to go for a death jump. Thus says the card. And on a roll of 9, the death jump is successful. And it is a flying clothesline from Patera off of the top rope that takes Brad Armstrong back down to the mat. Here comes Big John Studd, and we're going to have a double team situation here. Patera makes the tag, brings Studd into the match, and Studd pounds on Brad Armstrong and puts him back down to the mat. Big John Studd now is in the ring and in control. What is Big John Studd going to do? And he goes to a giant running clothesline. Big clothesline from Studd. He's going to go for the cover. Count of 1. Armstrong kicks out. Brad Armstrong kicks out before the count of 2. But Armstrong already in big trouble here against this powerhouse team of Studd and Patera as Bobby Heenan from ringside cheers on his men. What's Studd going to do now? He is going to go for the attempted atomic drop. That is going to require a power roll of 9 or lower. And on a roll of 9, he hits the atomic drop. And Armstrong is launched across the ring and into the far turnbuckle. Armstrong on his feet, but still weakened as Studd moves in. It's a falling elbow drop from Big Studd. He just threw Armstrong back down to the canvas and dropped a big elbow. Stud now with another big elbow drop, and Armstrong once again stays down. Brad Armstrong is in big trouble. And it is going to be another attempt at the atomic drop. And on a roll of 6, he drops Armstrong again hard. And Armstrong again stays down. Here comes PATERA. We're going to see another double team. And on a roll of 8, they lift Brad Armstrong high into the air and drop him down with a double neck breaker, down hard onto the back of the neck. Bobby Heenan at ringside is ecstatic as his men are dominating the opening moments of this match, and Brad Armstrong is taking a beating. PATERA now into the ring, and he goes to the big bear hug. Again, working the lower back of Brad Armstrong. There are so many things they can do that would damage your man's back. PATERA with a full Nelson. Stud with that over-the-shoulder backbreaker so that they can weaken the back of Brad Armstrong. He will be easy pickings for either of these two big men. And it is going to be PATERA with the PATERAplex, taking Armstrong over and down to the canvas hard. Armstrong clutching that low back, but he is game. He gets back to his knees. But PATERA comes off with a knee drop, and down goes Armstrong again. PATERA went to the far ropes, came off with a knee smash to the side of the head of Armstrong, and Armstrong is back down on the canvas. Bullet Bob Armstrong has not even yet been able to tag into this match, as it's now PATERA who is going for the death jump. And on a roll of 8, it is another flying clothesline from PATERA that takes Armstrong back down to the canvas. Tag is made. Here comes another double team. Oh, but this time on a roll of 10, they go for the running elbow smash. Stud doesn't get all of it, and Armstrong staggers away. Stud still in control, but this is only a level 2 offense. And this time Stud with a big forearm across the back of Brad Armstrong. Armstrong still hurting. He's on one knee. Stud goes to the backbreaker and slams Brad Armstrong down hard once again across the knee with that backbreaker. And Armstrong continues to suffer. He is grimacing in pain. He is holding that back. Heenan at ringside is about to lose his mind with happiness, as Bullet Bob Armstrong still wants to tag himself into this match. Double underhook suplex on Armstrong, and down he goes once again. Big John Stud in control, moving in methodically. Stud with another hard forearm club across the back. Can Brad Armstrong get to the corner? On a roll of 4, Brad Armstrong finally makes it to the corner and tags in Father Bob. Brad Armstrong has survived a horrific beating, and it is Bob Armstrong now into the ring for the first time against Big John Stud. Heenan still showing no signs of concern as Armstrong whips Stud into the turnbuckle. Big John Stud comes off of the turnbuckle, and we've got a collision in the corner, and it is Big John Stud who comes out on top of that situation, but both men go down. Both men are down as it looks like they knocked heads there in the corner. Both men struggling to their feet, and it's actually Armstrong who gets to his feet first. And he manages somehow to pick up Big John Stud and roll him over and down hard to the canvas with a vertical suplex. Great leverage by Bullet Bob Armstrong. He is small, but he is compact and powerful, and he uses his leverage. Armstrong goes for the cover, and immediately Big John Stud kicks out of that predicament. Oh my goodness, Bullet Bob Armstrong acquitting himself nicely here as he finally gets into the match. What's Armstrong going to do now? He goes for an atomic drop. Stud hits the knee hard, and Stud rolls out of the ring and down to the arena floor. Big John Stud is going to take a breather as Bobby the Brain Heenan is going to call for a little strategy session here at ringside. But Bob Armstrong comes out, and he's going to try to continue his attack on the arena floor. But on a roll of 4 on the arena floor, it is a brawl on the arena floor. Once again, both men risking disqualification. Armstrong will not be disqualified. Big John Stud will not be disqualified. Now we roll to see who wins the brawl, and on a roll of 3, the odd number goes to Bob Armstrong in this situation. Back in the ring, and Armstrong catches him with a sleeper. The referee finally gets them back into the ring. Armstrong got in first, and as Big John Studd came through the ropes, Bob Armstrong slapped on the sleeper hold. Could Studd be in trouble of submission here? No, he powers his way out of that. But that costs him another point of fatigue, and Bullet Bob Armstrong has the momentum on his side now. Armstrong now is going to pitch Studd out of the ring once again. What's going to happen on the arena floor this time? Oh, this time it is Studd who grabs Armstrong by the leg, pulls him out of the ring, and just nails him with a big right hand. Big right hand from John Studd. Bullet Bob Armstrong is down. Studd rolls back into the ring, and he is immediately going to tag out to Ken Patera as Armstrong takes out the 10 count and staggers his way back into the ring where Patera is waiting. What's Patera going to do? Oh, Patera's going to catch him coming in right to the full Nelson. Right to the full Nelson. He's got him up now for a swinging full Nelson. This is a very dangerous hold. Armstrong may be forced to submit. There's one drop of the arm, 2 drops of the arm, and here comes Brad in for the pin save. But on a roll of 9, Brad is cut off by Big John Studd. Is Armstrong going to be forced to tap out? On a roll of 6 or lower, this will be a submission. Oh, but Armstrong finally gets his way out of the hold. That was a very close predicament for the Armstrongs. But Bullet Bob finally managed to get to the ropes out of that swinging Nelson before he had to submit. Very close call. Patera still in control. And he goes again to the Pateraplex. Down hard to the mat goes Bob Armstrong. Patera goes for the cover. Count of 1. And Bullet Bob Armstrong kicks out. It is Bullet Bob Armstrong now in trouble, and Patera dominating the situation. Bobby Heenan slaps the canvas at ringside, imploring his men to finish the job right here and now. Patera goes to the bear hug. Can he force Bullet Bob to submit to the bear hug? The referee drops the arm once. He drops the arm the second time. Brad's going to have to try for the save once again, and this time Brad makes the save, but that is it for the Armstrong pin saves. Brad manages to disrupt the bear hug. Patera still in control. And now Patera is going to go for a big elbow drop. He needs a 7 or lower to connect on this as Bullet Bob slumps to the canvas. And Patera hits the elbow drop. Armstrong gets to one knee. Patera remains in control. Patera now with a whip to the ropes. Armstrong bounces off the ropes. And it is Patera with a big shoulder tackle, forcing Armstrong back down to the canvas. Patera follows up with a front face lock and takes Bullet Bob Armstrong down. Can Armstrong make his way over the corner for the tag? Yes, he can. And here comes the fresh Brad Armstrong into the match. Boy, the Armstrongs have been on the defensive throughout this match, but they have managed to escape every predicament so far. And here comes Brad Armstrong into the bout. Brad is going to try for another body slam, but Patera is too strong for that, and Patera just whops him with a knee smash across the side of the head and knocks Armstrong backward. Patera back in control. Whip to the ropes. Armstrong off the ropes. Grabs the arm of Patera and reverses the momentum, sending Patera into the ropes. And on a roll of 9, it is Patera, the stronger of the two men, coming off the ropes with a big shoulder tackle to take Armstrong down to the canvas. Ken Patera now with another whip to the ropes. Armstrong comes off, and it is another hard elbow smash by Ken Patera. Tag is made. Here comes a double team. And on a roll of 6, they lift Armstrong into the air and nail him on the way down with a double clothesline. Armstrong is down, and Big John Studd now is in control. Fine double teaming by Studd and Patera. And it is going to be an atomic drop now from Big John Studd. This will be successful on a roll of 9 or lower. He hits it. And Armstrong bounces off the ropes and is staggered. Studd follows that up with a falling elbow drop. Armstrong to one knee. And Studd hits it, sends him into the corner and rams him into the corner with a series of shoulders into the Heenan family corner. We're going to have another tag and another double team here. And it is going to be PATERA into the ring as they both put the boots to Armstrong in the corner. The Armstrongs have been in trouble pretty much since the opening bell. And it is now another front face lock takedown for Ken PATERA, driving Armstrong down to the canvas. And now PATERA picks him up for a high body slam and slams him down to the mat hard. PATERA still in control, takes him down once again with that front face lock. Tag to Studd. And another double team. And Studd is now in control as they continue to put the boots to Brad Armstrong. Studd now with a forearm club across the back. Armstrong trying to escape to tag in his father, but he cannot get there. Studd just laughs as he shoves his boot to the side of the face of Armstrong and knocks him back down to the canvas. Another hard forearm club. Armstrong finally gets to his feet. Studd picks him up with another backbreaker and slams him down to the canvas hard. Armstrong was trying to get over to tag his father, but Studd was going to have none of that. And once again, it is Brad Armstrong in trouble and Big John Studd in control. A powerful running clothesline takes Armstrong back down to the canvas. Armstrong up to one knee. Studd follows him in. Catches him in an arm bar. As Armstrong got to his feet, standing arm bar, Armstrong's going to try to escape, but he still cannot get to the corner. And it's another big backbreaker from Big John Studd, and Armstrong is down once again. Boy, the Armstrongs are hoping against hope for something good to happen here. As Studd hits another running clothesline, and Brad Armstrong is down once again. Tag is made. Here comes another double team, and this time it is a devastating double team, a double clothesline, and Armstrong is down, and that is an add one double team maneuver, which is going to cost Brad Armstrong another point of fatigue. PATERA in control. PATERA with the PATERAplex. He's going to go for the cover. Count of one. And Armstrong just kicked out of it at the count of two. Both the Armstrongs are badly fatigued now. And it's going to be a big elbow drop from PATERA. He is going to need a roll of 8 to complete this. He hits it, and Armstrong stays down. PATERA now with a jumping knee smash to the side of the head. Armstrong gets to his feet. Armstrong with a snapmare that takes PATERA down to the canvas. How about that? Armstrong now with a clothesline. PATERA gets over and makes the tag to his partner Studd. A brief flurry by Armstrong. Studd now comes into the ring, and he just nails Brad Armstrong with yet another backbreaker. Big John Studd is throwing Brad Armstrong around like he is just a worthless sack of garbage. 140-pound weight difference between these two. Studd moves in with another falling elbow drop, and this time Armstrong stays down once again. Throat drop across the ropes. Connects. Armstrong gets to his feet once again, throws a weak punch into the midsection of Big John Studd. Studd laughs and tags back into PATERA. PATERA back into the ring. The Heenan family is dominating, but they cannot seem to put the Armstrongs away. PATERA just shoves Armstrong down to the mat and flexes for the crowd. Bobby Heenan is loving it. Armstrong takes him down with a PATERA takes Armstrong down with a front face lock. Nothing that Armstrong can do about that. Another knee smash to the side of the head of Brad Armstrong. And another takedown. Can Armstrong get out of the ring? No, he cannot get to his father. Tag to Big John Studd, and another double team. And Armstrong is again knocked down to one knee. as he is caught in enemy territory. Stud this time goes with a body slam down hard to the mat. Armstrong tries to get to his feet, whip to the ropes. Stud comes off the ropes. Oh, and on a roll of 8, it is a running back elbow from Brad Armstrong that knocks Big John Stud back a step or two. Armstrong with a whip to the turnbuckle. Stud comes off the turnbuckle, and it's a big kick from Brad Armstrong that knocks Stud back to one knee. Armstrong now, can he keep the momentum going? Another whip to the turnbuckle. And another big kick from Armstrong. Tag is made to Father Bob. And Bob comes into the ring, and they hit Big John Stud with a double drop kick. These are the old first version black and white Legends cards. They're a little harder to pick up and down because I don't have them in the hard plastic containers. Bob Armstrong is in control now, and he scores with a knee left. Big John Stud has been staggered. Armstrong with another knee left. Armstrong with a series of punches. Big John Stud tries to fire back, and he hits Armstrong with a headbutt. Armstrong knocks for a loop as Big John Stud remains in control. He makes the tag now to PATERA as the Heenan family tries to regain the momentum. PATERA comes in with a big knee drop off of the second rope, and down goes Bullet Bob to the canvas. Just like that, the Heenan family is back in control. And it is going to be PATERA pitching Bullet Bob Armstrong out of the ring to the arena floor. And Armstrong is going to be forced to roll back into the ring helplessly as the referee puts on the 10 count. PATERA and Stud laughing as Armstrong struggles his way back into the ring. PATERA to the top rope. Comes off with a death jump. And oh, he nails Bullet Bob Armstrong with a flying clothesline. PATERA makes the cover, and finally, mercifully, the match is over. The Heenan family did whatever they wanted in that match until Ken PATERA, with a flying clothesline off of the top turnbuckle, puts away Bob Armstrong. And it is a victory for the Heenan family. And the Heenan family is celebrating because they now have a shot at the Road Warriors for the Atlantic Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championships. But yes, to the point made by Salvatore America, give all the credit in the world for the Armstrongs. They took a beating, but they maintained their competitiveness from start to finish until finally it was Bullet Bob who just ran out of gas, and PATERA ended it with a flying clothesline off of the middle turnbuckle as the Heenan family celebrates. But the road isn't going to get any easier for Stud and PATERA as they have their hated rivals, the Road Warriors, for the Tag Team Championship of the Atlantic Wrestling Federation. All right, fans, it has already been a tremendous show. We're already at the 38-minute mark. Thank you to everybody who's here in the chat room. Salvatore America, Captain Carl, Al Red Sox fan was here. Don't know if Al is still in the chat room with us, but it is a fun night to have some wrestling action on board. Rumor has it that they may end up canceling WrestleMania. They may have already done so. Last I read online, the city of Tampa was encouraging the WWE to cancel the show, but the WWE had not yet committed to cancel WrestleMania. So we'll see how that plays out. I would be very surprised at this point in time if WrestleMania happens. But we will have wrestling here on the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network as often as we are able to get online here. And it is now time for the main event of the evening. And this has been a crazy, crazy situation. Ric Flair is your Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, and as always, he is accompanied to ringside by James J. Dillon. The number one contender is Ravishing Rick Rude. Ravishing Rick Rude won the number one contenders match to gain this title match. Rude is also your Dixie Heavyweight Champion, which is the secondary championship in this federation. And Rude surprised the world the last time he was in action. He defended his Dixie Heavyweight Championship against Barry Windham of the Four Horsemen. Windham had been demanding a title shot against Ric Flair, which J.J. Dillon was not willing to grant. These two are stablemates. Windham has been on a roll since he won the Buckeye Bowl back in January. He wanted that title match, and J.J. Dillon instead maneuvered a match for the Dixie Heavyweight Championship. Rick Rude surprised all observers by being accompanied to the ring by the lovely and dangerous SoCal Val. SoCal Val is now the valet for Rick Rude. And Rude, with the help of SoCal Val as a distraction at ringside, was able to defeat Barry Windham and retain his Dixie Heavyweight Championship. After the match, J.J. Dillon appeared to have a little powwow session with Rude and with SoCal Val, and they actually left the ring together. So I don't know what's going to happen here tonight in this match. Barry Windham has kind of fallen on hard times with the Four Horsemen. Rumor has it that Rick Rude has been in negotiations with Dillon to join the Horsemen. But he is here tonight with a shot at the Atlantic Wrestling Federation Championship. He earned that shot in the ring. And it looks like Rick Rude is staring daggers at Ric Flair. He wants the heavyweight championship, and I don't think Rick Rude looks like he is in any mood for negotiations tonight. This is his opportunity at the Glory for the Atlantic Wrestling Federation Championship. So let's go ahead and get this match underway. Both men are about 245 pounds. Rick Rude has a slight height advantage, but the Nature Boy is as devious as they come. And it is going to be a little verbal confrontation here to start off the match. Let's see what's going to happen here, as Ric Flair has asked for the microphone before we even start the match. And for this microphone segment, I rolled an even roll. The initiative rolls were tied. That means we go to outside charts to see what's going to happen. And we're going to use the Face to the Mat Highlight Center booklet for Ric Flair to launch into a pre-match promo. And on a roll of 1-6, Ric Flair is making some excuses, and Rick Rude does not like that. Flair is trying to convince Rude to negotiate and become a horseman. Rude's not hearing any of that. No, Rick Rude is going to just slap the taste out of the mouth of Ric Flair, and we are underway. Oh, Flair tried to talk his way out of a title match, but Rude wasn't hearing any of it, and Rude immediately jabs a knee into the midsection of the Nature Boy. Rude follows up and whips Nature Boy into the ropes. And the Nature Boy comes off the ropes, and Rude with a back elbow takes Flair down to the canvas. Rick Rude in control here with a hard clothesline. He's going to go for the cover this early in the match. Count of 1, count of 2. But the distraction from James J. Dillon takes the focus away from the referee and allows Ric Flair to escape. Flair almost lost his title on a quirky clothesline at the very beginning of the match. I think he was caught off guard by that early attack from Rick Rude, and Rick Rude is in control. He is going to go for the swinging neck breaker, and he takes Flair down to the canvas hard. And it is Flair who is going to take a powder out of the ring. Ric Flair leaving the ring. What's he going to do? And Rick Rude comes out of the ring, but Flair grabs Rude and smashes him headfirst onto the announcer's table. There's not going to be any negotiating going on now. Ric Flair may face the disqualification for that, but the referee is just going to let him fight. Flair now in control, and he goes with the suplex back in the ring. And it is going to be RHODES who goes out of the ring. RHODES talking with SoCal Val. Finally climbs back into the ring to beat the 10 count as Flair is waiting confidently. Flair catches RHODES coming into the ring, and he is going to go for the sleeper hold. He locks in the sleeper hold. RHODES is going to be forced to fight off the possible submission. RHODES gets his way out of that one, but Flair nearly caught the submission with the sleeper hold. Flair with a strut and a woo for the fans. As Al Red Sox fan is in the chat room and back from the depths of doing laundry. Dave Garner's in the chat room. Here's Appa Brian. Hello, wrestling fans, says Appa Brian, as Ric Flair is wooing and strutting and styling and profiling. And he goes with another suplex, taking Rick Rude down to the canvas. SoCal Val cheering on her man from ringside. As Flair lays into RHODES with thunderous chops in the corner. And once again, RHODES is forced to take a powder out of the ring. Flair is going to pursue his man out of the ring, but on a roll of 3, it is Rick Rude who grabs Flair and smashes Flair face first into the steel turnbuckle. Oh my goodness, Rick Rude got the best of Flair on the outside that time. And as the competitors roll back into the ring, it is Rude dropping Flair down with the pile driver. And it is Flair who takes the pile driver and rolls out of the ring. Are we going to see some ringside shenanigans? And on a roll of 11, yes, we're going to go to the ringside mayhem chart. Things have broken down in tonight's title match, as it is going to be ringside mayhem. What kind of ringside mayhem will we see? On a roll of 4, it is going to be the tables chart. What's going to happen here? It is going to be a table set up out of the ring. Ric Flair sets up a table on the arena floor. We saw this last week in the Ladies Championship match. As the table has been set up, but the referee is laying on the 10 count, and both men are forced to get back into the ring. And after the gut check roll, it is going to be Rick Rude who is in control. Rude catches Flair coming in and pile drives him down to the canvas. Rude's going to go for the cover. Flair immediately kicks out of that one, but Rude has once again taken control. He's not wasting any time. He stays on top of the Nature Boy and goes for the reverse atomic drop. Can he hit the atomic drop? That is going to require a choice chart roll, and he is going to need a 6 or lower to complete this. And on a roll of 6, he gets Flair up and down hard across the knee, and Flair is staggered. Rick Rude stays in control with another suplex, and this time Flair goes down and stays down. Rude is going to go for the atomic drop once again, and once again Flair comes out the back door, and this time it is Flair who drops Rick Rude with a knee drop, with a knee smash. Rude goes down and Flair comes off the canvas with that knee drop across the head. Flair's going to go for the cover here, but Rude immediately kicks out. Nature Boy Ric Flair turns the tables, hit that somersault knee drop, immediately tried for the cover. These two guys are not messing around. They are going at it tooth and nail. Whatever rumors you may have heard earlier in the contest about some sort of agreement between these two men did not come to fruition. Nature Boy now in control. And it is going to be a sleeper hold. The Nature Boy is going for the sleeper hold. He's tried this once already. But Rick Rude shoves the Nature Boy away, and we have a collision with the referee. Oh my goodness, Rick Rude just shoved Nature Boy Ric Flair into the referee. Double noggin knocker. Down goes the referee. And we have nothing but trouble happening here. What is going to happen now? The referee is going to be out of commission for the next 8 rolls, as we are seeing all kinds of shenanigans in this title match. There's a table set up at ringside. The referee is down. What is going to happen next? We are going to secretly record some possibilities over here. Whenever I get into a situation like this, I will put 2 or 3 possible outcomes into play, and we'll roll dice to randomly determine what happens in this situation. And the roll of the dice is, oh, how about this? This is unexpected. Barry Windham has come down to ringside. Barry Windham is at ringside. What is Windham going to do? He's had his problems with both these men. What is Barry Windham going to do? And oh, Barry Windham goes after Rick Rude at ringside. Windham nails Rick Rude at ringside. And now we have Flair and Windham double teaming on Rick Rude. The referee is down and out, and Rude is taking a beating. SoCal Val is screaming and trying to wake up the referee as the pummeling continues. Flair is first to his feet. He is in control. He goes back to the sleeper hold. And this time he has got the sleeper hold locked on. And Rude is staggering. Rude goes down to one knee. No referee to count to declare a submission here for another 6 moves. But Flair drops Rude to the canvas, and Flair is choking Ric Flair now on the canvas. Excuse me, Flair is choking Rick Rude on the canvas. He is choking him down. Rude is still down. He is helpless. Windham is cheering on Flair as Flair pummels Rick Rude. And Flair pitches Rick Rude out of the ring. And oh, on the arena floor, it is another clothesline from Barry Windham that just takes Rick Rude inside out. It is a horseman double team on Rick Rude. Flair now with another chokehold on Rick Rude. Rick Rude is in huge trouble now. SoCal Val screaming for help, and she's not going to get any help because nobody likes Rick Rude. Flair now continues to choke down Rick Rude. Rude finally gets to one knee, but Flair again drops the knee on him, takes him down to the mat once again. Flair with another knee drop. Rude is still hurt. Finally, the referee gets up as Flair drops Rick Rude across the knee with a knee breaker. That's the knee breaker. Rude now going to work on the left knee of Rick Rude. And Flair goes with another suplex, and down goes Rick Rude hard to the canvas. Rude rolls out of the ring. What's going to happen now at ringside? It is a fierce brawl at ringside now as Rude and SoCal Val are trying to do some damage. And this time it is Val who's going to try and get involved. And it is SoCal Val who slaps Rick Rude across the face. SoCal Val has slapped Rick Rude slapped Ric Flair across the face. She is red-faced and angry. Rick Rude is going to drop Flair on the arena floor with the Rude Awakening, and down goes Ric Flair hard. Oh my goodness, will we see a count out? We could see a count out here on the arena floor. The count out is a 4 or lower, but on a count of 7, Flair rolls back into the ring. But Rick Rude is in control now after that slap from SoCal Val. Whatever promises or alliances has been made here have gone by the wayside, as it is going to be Flair now rolling back, trying to roll back out of the ring. Rick Rude's not going to let that happen, as Rick Rude picks up Ric Flair and nails him with a clothesline, and down goes Ric Flair. Flair up to one knee. Rude is on him with another sledgehammer off the top rope. Rude makes the cover, but on a count of 5, Flair kicks out. Flair is in trouble now. What's Rick Rude going to do now? RHODES again stops Flair from trying to escape the ring. And it is another clothesline from Rick Rude and another pin attempt. It's going to be J.J. Dillon with the distraction, but the referee's not buying it. The pin roll is a 5. And on a roll of 6, Flair just kicks out. Oh my goodness. J.J. Dillon was not able to distract the referee. Flair got out just in the nick of time. RHODES is in control. And now RHODES is going to go for the reverse atomic drop. Once again, Flair escapes that situation. And it is Flair with a thunderous chop across the chest of Rick Rude. It is Rick Rude rolling out of the ring. And on a roll of 3, action rolls back outside the ring. And it is Rude who takes control with another hard smash to the steel steps. Flair now busted open as his head hits the steel steps. The referee gets everybody back into the ring. What's Rude going to do? He goes for the Rude Awakening. This may be the pin. The pin roll is 3 plus 5, 8 or lower. And on a roll of 8, we have the pin. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, Rick Rude has shocked the world. And he has won the Atlantic Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship. I do not believe it. Controversy in the main event as SoCal Val was involved. James J. Dillon was involved. Barry Windham was involved. And Rick Rude overcame the odds with the help of SoCal Val and the help of a smash to the steel ring steps at ringside. Flair has been busted open, dropped with a Rude Awakening, and beaten cleanly in the center of the ring. Ravishing Rick Rude is your new Atlantic Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Champion, and I do not believe it. What a match we have just witnessed. Fans, that is amazing. Salvatore America says, holy cow. Appa Brian says, amazing, and I am right with both of you there, as we have right here in Ric Flair's adopted hometown of Charlotte, a new Atlantic Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Champion. Rick Rude, with the Rude Awakening, has won the Atlantic Wrestling Federation title. And I agree with you, Salvatore America. I did not see that coming. But one thing, if there's one weakness that Ric Flair has, he does like the ladies. And the presence of SoCal Val at ringside was instrumental in changing the momentum of that match, as SoCal Val proved enough of a distraction to Ric Flair that enabled Rick Rude to turn the momentum and take control of the match, busting Flair open on the steel ring steps to set up the ring to set up the Rude Awakening in the ring for the pinfall. And we have a new Atlantic Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Champion. All right, fans, thank you for hanging out with us here tonight. Before we sign off, a couple of channel updates. On Monday, we will have My Journey with Jesus, another talk about confession and prayer. And next Friday night, we will see the second annual Midwest Basketball League All-Star Team live on the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here in Charlotte tonight and on the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network. Once again, for all of you who have friends and family affected by the coronavirus, we give you thoughts and prayers and best wishes for a healthy recovery. And for those of you who have economic challenges or professional challenges related to the epidemic, our thoughts and prayers go to you as well. And from Charlotte Coliseum, once again, congratulations to ravishing Rick Rude, your new Atlantic Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Champion. That's our show, and I am out of here.